What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and yes, you guys should have already known Leonard Floyd was going to get nerfed. I didn't expect it to be this fast because over the weekend, he was pretty good. I didn't get to finish up Weekend League because of, the NFL playoffs, and I was just really into that. I didn't really care too much about, sitting there playing Weekend League while the games were going on. I was definitely locked in, so we went 12-2. And throughout the two losses that we got, I don't even remember exactly what went on with them. Oh yeah, it was back-to-back to an idiot on the first day. It was kind of weird what was going on, but they were both close games. But Leonard Floyd overall, he played pretty well in both the losses and also obviously in the wins that we got. So I don't know what happened as of Monday morning. It's like EA is like, look, dude, you guys need to start spending some money or start to get ready for what's going to be happening with the NFL playoffs promo as the players continue to come out. So this is what I'm going to need you guys to do. You can make your own decision how you want to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and explain to you guys, the best case scenario for a lot of you guys that are, looking to maintain your coins, or maybe you spent money that you probably shouldn't have spent and you want to know how to get back to where you were before. So the card is absolutely 100% free, right? Did they start giving us out? Okay, we can't quick sell it yet? All right, because the only thing I lost with the Cowboys, I don't know why I bet the Cowboys. How many of you guys bet the Cowboys, bro, in anything? Not just Madden with the predictor, but did you bet the Cowboys in anything else? Because I lost in a lot of different ways. I thought that, they really were ready to do something, and they showed me that they're just not. All right, but that's neither here nor there. You Cowboy fans suck too. But listen, Raider, bro, I was about to call him Raider. Leonard Floyd, all right? This dude, listen, he has edge threat, he has double or nothing. Does it mean anything? No, because he gets dealt with accordingly on a regular basis. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's happening. To me, it just doesn't matter. Pretty much like the best case scenario for you guys, if you guys needed some training, you could hold him. 3,200 training is a joke. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's not really a big of a deal. Like, oh, let's go ahead and get training for him, because even with the way that it is right now, isn't it like 5,000 training for like an NFL 85 plus or something like that? So you really don't have much benefit. I really always try to encourage you guys to have something to do with the card before you get rid of him. Like if we're gonna get rid of him for training, he has to mean more than 3,250 in training. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just an absolute joke. And will he play for us again? No. And we know that. We know based on the fact that the way that EA gave us that card with all those baked-in abilities, we already knew as avid users of the game that that meant something. Like, they're going to make sure that whatever it is, it just doesn't work. So yeah, it's 5,000 for 88 plus. So you can't even get a reroll off of him. So you don't... Right now, it's sort of like this, right? He's an end cap also. So he will have no other value for the longevity of the game. At some point, you'll have to make the choice to go ahead and get rid of him and just say, you know what, it is what it is, and you're gonna have to deal with the consequences. If you wanted to use the training to add to what you already had and possibly go and gamble, that's also another thing. But remember, the playoff promo is a 3-week promo, right? It's 3 weeks. So this is the second week that we're in. We can wait and see what else they release and then start going crazy with the 88 plus. All right, so it's your choice if you want to raid sell him. Like I said, I will not be using him again, but I just don't want to raid sell him yet. I'd rather wait it out, and then when I need the training somewhere, I'll go ahead and pretty much do what I have to do in that regard. All right, so defensively right now, as a Raider theme team, we're pretty much all set. I just want to make sure that we're at the 51 of 50. Yep. All right, so look, Myles Garrettson, Danielle Huntington, those two guys, we give them under pressure, right? We give them the under pressure. They usually do somewhat of what they're supposed to do throughout the process. I don't know what in certain games, like for instance, right, when I put that other idiot in the lineup, Leonard Floyd, because he takes 4, he took away one of my under pressures, and my defense didn't play the same when I was missing 1. I don't know if that's a factor, guys, with the double A gap to have 2 of them with the interior linemen, but they definitely play differently when they did not have 2. The one under pressure just wasn't getting the job done. So I got rid of him and I put LT back. And a lot of what goes on in the game, like I keep trying to tell you guys when you ask me, like, yo, Gmia, I see you keep going back to LT. Why? What makes him so special? Dude, they made him good based on what matters in the game by giving him 90 plus with the 3 important stats for the power rushers. Block shed, power move, finesse move. He got 90s in all categories. He's good to go. Leonard Floyd, obviously, you guys know that he's lacking, in the power move area. But regardless of that situation, LT just screams what, like, I don't know. When you look at the way that the game is formatted, it's kind of difficult to just say, you know what, yo, bro, go get this ability. Go get this ability. Yo, this ability is sick. I believe that anybody that tells you that, that one particular ability lasts the test of time is probably not being completely honest. It's sort of like this, right? Most of the people that come here, they'll say, yeah, Gmia, I heard Acrobat was the best ability. Why don't you use it? And then I'll tell you, like, I prefer the KOs. Because I believe, like, the flat zone KO, if you get a guy, killing you in the flat, on a key play, he's going to throw it to the flat, and his player will drop it because the flat zone KO. The Acrobat, they'll just stand there sometimes, won't dive, and then even if they dive and go for a pick, you'll get dotted for 6. So it's better to get the ball to be dropped on contact than to have an animation that doesn't really work. So nothing is really, dominant to the point where it's like you gotta have it, but there's certain things that you have to utilize in the game depending on how you play. Like, you don't need edge threat. If you audible down and you do a lot of weird stuff out of nickel, nickel 335, and you audible down to wide, and then you use the outside guys that are safeties to shed and stuff like that, you don't need edge threat. You need edge threat if you're coming out and you want pressure based on the way that you set your defense up and you're not really focused on playing coverage, because it'll be random, but EA does punish you for not having D-line abilities, especially if you get somebody that wants to, like, change up the game and run the ball and do weird stuff. It will alter the way that you play. It's definitely going to alter it. So, does everybody need edge threat? No, because if you're more focused on just, like I said, audibling down and doing stuff like that, you don't need it, because eventually you'll get the shed and you might rely on Acrobat, and that might just be the move for you. But if you generate pressure and you want it to be consistent, having a D-line ability is huge. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the fact that EA gave us Leonard Floyd with the 4 AP and he had all those abilities and he's still garbage, that just lets us know, like, all right, EA has to give out free cards, but they can't make them play the way that other cards play. And it's kind of disgusting, because in the past, you remember how that Mutt Master, Madden 15, with Richard Sherman, you guys remember how good Richard Sherman was in Madden 15? And, right now, Cam Chancellor's pretty decent, as, they call him the ultimate champion now, but it's not the same, because you didn't get that feel that your players were getting nerfed. You invested in your team, and you spent money more freely because you felt that you wanted something different, not because the player was bad. But EA took another route, with it. They'll just nerf your team. Your players will just start to suck. But the one thing that did not happen yet is LT is not playing any different for me. He's still doing what he's supposed to do. So for those of you guys that's gonna ask, what are we doing after, getting rid of the Leonard Floyd? I'll just use LT right now, right? He's one of the rushers, and Khalil Mack is the other one for the Raiders theme team. If you're a Dallas Cowboy theme team, obviously Micah Parsons is good with DeMarcus Ware, things like that. But that's where we are right now with it. I would definitely look into getting rid of that Leonard Floyd. He is absolutely horrific, and that's the bottom line. He sucks. I'm gonna see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. One love, y'all.